Good morning. It's Friday at 0800. I'm using military time because I was in the Marine Corps for a very long time, and that time format really feels comfortable. But also it feels like as I do these journal entries, it reminds me of, I think his name was Scully, the character in Avatar, doing his journal entries every so often.
Okay, this is video log 12 times 2132.
That's what this feels like to me. So how has this week been? It's been delicious. My dreams this morning are a really good example, but there have been a couple of other things that are just indicating how delightful life can be. But we really have to be tuned in, don't we? We have to be connected to our broader perspective to see the evidence of how good life can be. Because the goodness often expresses itself in little things. And if you're not tuned in, if we're not tuned in, we can't see them. We ignore them, or we pass them off as insignificant when in fact they're significant. For example, I believe it was on Tuesday. No, it was on Wednesday. I went on a run, a 3-mile run, and I've been focusing on manifesting a version of my body that can run again after over 23 years of not running. And my body has been responding to my intention by building up muscle and loosening tendons and reorganizing energies in my body to enable me to run. And as the body's been doing that, I've been focusing on appreciating my body and the process of recalibration, and also paying attention to my stride and where I am focusing when I'm running, what muscle groups am I using. This has been a 6-month process that started with only being able to run less than 100 yards to now getting up to 3 miles. My last run was a 5K. 25 years ago, I could run 6 miles easy. And so, as I've been moving through this process and appreciating my body and its ability to adapt to my intentions, I've also been focusing on appreciating my body more, especially at this stage in life at 62, and wanting to appreciate the rejuvenative abilities of my physical body. And so in my appreciation of my body, when I go on my runs, I'm really focusing on harmonizing with where my body is and running in total awareness of appreciation of my body. Well, I passed by a nurse on this last run, and when I passed by her, she said something, and I didn't hear what she said at first, so I turned around and I said, "What?" And she said, "You have a beautiful running form." That was a confirmation of the universe of everything I just described. It was a reflection. Life is a mirror. People are mirrors. It was a reflection back to me of my appreciation of my body and the fullness of me living in my body, running in my body, and harmonizing with my body as I ran. Being aware of what that woman was saying, taking it in, appreciating it, reveling in it as a reflection, further amplified my alignment to my body, my alignment to all that is, and its appreciation of my focus. It felt so good. So that was just one experience. Another experience was how easy my day went yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I had a number of things planned, and once again, my broader perspective woke me up earlier than usual, which allowed me to move effortlessly through everything I had wanted to do in perfect timing, with everything unfolding effortlessly. I love that kind of a day. And then this morning, wow, waking up to dreams this morning, dreams that were really fabulous. I'm going to share in the future a journal entry, detailed interpretations of my dream state. I was silent just now because I was communicating with my broader perspective to see whether or not it would be a good idea to share the dreams that I had this morning, because they were so intimate, but they're also very difficult to understand if you don't know how to interpret dream reality. And so my broader perspective said to hold off, wait until the blog that I have scheduled comes out about my dream state, and then I can share dreams then. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'll wait till that blog comes out. I think it's scheduled to come out in September or in August. And then when it does, I'll talk more about the dream state and my personal dreams. But you guys, the clarity and the joy that we are experiencing in the dream state is so powerful. It feels so good to wake from that reality, the dream reality I'm talking about, and come back into this reality, know what the dreams are about, and then use that knowing to move through the day in such a way that you amplify the awareness you received in the dream state. I'll talk more about the dream state later, as I said, but I just want to add this important understanding about the dream state. I've been sharing this with my clients all week, this past week. When we're moving through physical reality in our daily lives, we're interacting with a reflection, physical reality, that has inherent within it resistance. And most of us have resistant thoughts and beliefs ongoing throughout the day because we're not managing our focus nor our thoughts and beliefs deliberately. And so by the end of the day, we've built up a significant amount of resistance, and that resistance feels like tiredness. Tiredness can also indicate the invitation by your broader perspective to come into the dream state because there's something going on in non-physical that you really want to be present to. But for most people, since they don't know what the dream state is about, tiredness usually indicates a tank full of resistance. And therefore, the dream state allows you to empty that tank. So when you go into the dream state, this is not what I was going to share that my broader perspective said to wait. This is something different that I'm sharing. So when you go into the dream state, in the dream state, you are processing through the resistance that you've built up. And you're soothing that resistance so that when you wake up the next morning, you're starting afresh. But almost everybody doesn't know what I just said. So instead of starting the day fresh and new and knowing that this is a completely new reality that you've moved into, most people pick up whatever thoughts and beliefs they put down just before they went to bed. And so there's a cycle here, isn't there, where you're moving through your daily life, picking up resistance. At the end of the day, you probably think about what happened throughout the day or something's on your mind, and then you go to bed. And then in the dream state, you process through all of that. You release that resistance. And then when you wake up the next morning, you could start afresh. But most people pick up right where they left off when they went to bed. And so there's this cycle I've been describing to clients this week. There's this cycle where a person is building up resistance in wake state, releasing resistance in dream state, and then they wake up again and build resistance again, often the exact same resistance that they had before they went to bed the night before. And so this is a process for most people of regurgitating resistance. And this is why for many people, life doesn't get very far. Sure, it improves because we are predominantly pure positive energy and here for the expansion and the joy and the fun of it. And so life can improve maybe incrementally, seemingly linearly. But when you tune into the dream state and understand what's really going on there and use that information purposely every morning when you awake, the experience becomes much more of an exponential expansion, where each day gets exponentially better than the day before. And if you think about exponential expansion over the course of many days, the expansion you achieve is, well, it's off the charts. And that's what I'm experiencing, and that's what my clients are beginning to experience. And the cool thing about this exponential expansion is that there's no upper limit to it. And this is why I am in the process of intending to manifest things that people think are impossible. Because when you experience this exponential expansion that I'm talking about, you become more emboldened. You have filled your basket full of evidence showing you that you're worthy and that the universe will allow you anything that you can conceive of and then line up with. So you become more bold in your desires. And that's what I've done, which is why I'm living the charmed life, why I'm living a life that most people think is impossible, and reaching for things that most people think is impossible, crazy even, like teleportation, the ability to teleport, or to shapeshift, or to travel outside of your body. That last one I already do regularly when I meditate. And so there's so much evidence of what I'm talking about that is available for every one of us. My clients are discovering this, and that's why when they become clients, hardly any leave, because the exponential expansion that they experience as a result of lining up with their pure positive energy is unmistakable, undeniable, and has you wanting more, because that's what we're here for, the more of it all, the joyful expansion in physical reality that is analogous to the joyful expansion we achieve in non-physical as gods in human form. Okay, what a great journal entry this was. It feels great to do these in the morning. You all have a wonderful, happy Friday. I'll see you in the next one, and perhaps in the comments.